Vikings terrified the world for nearly 3 centuries. Then suddenly, they vanished. To know how this happened, we go back to the beginning. Viking longships landing along the coastlines. They burned villages and monasteries were stripped of everything. They conquered parts of France and even reached the Middle East. Some even made it to North America nearly 500 years before Columbus. They were unstoppable. The Viking Age had begun. At their peak, the Vikings dominated Europe. Their attacks came fast, without warning, and left chaos behind them. Then everything began to change. The first shift towards the Vikings' disappearance came from within. Viking warriors followed gods like Odin, Thor, and Frey, and believed that dying in battle would carry them to Valhalla. But then a new force spread across Europe: Christianity. Kings began to convert, and the old gods began to fade. At the same time, Europe was no longer defenseless. It had better fortifications, strengthened naval defences and armies, and the easy targets were all disappearing. Raiding became harder, more dangerous, less rewarding. Then the Vikings began to change. In places like Normandy, they took land and stayed. Trade replaced plunder. Over time, they adapted new languages, new customs, and new beliefs. But why were the raiders becoming something else? In the far north, the last traces of the Viking world began to fade. In Greenland, isolation grew and farming failed. The settlements disappeared, and after that, they were gone. By the end of the 11th century, the Viking Age had ended. Changing warriors became farmers, merchants, and kings. The culture that once terrified Europe merged into the world around it. For nearly 300 years, the Vikings ruled the seas. But the Vikings did not fall. They won, and by something far more powerful. They settled down in the warmer climate, they changed, and the world changed with them.